Tune into Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad.
On the opening day of the second cricket test match between Australia and Sri Lanka, after winning the toss and opting to bat first, were 229 for the loss of 9 wickets at close of first day's play. With Kusal Mendis batting on 59 along with Lahiru Kumara, who although faced 12 balls but yet to open his account. After being put into bat first, the Sri Lankan openers gave 23 runs first wicket start, and the first batsman to go was opener Patham Nissanka, scoring 11 of 31 balls with the help of 2 fours, and with a strike rate of 36, he was bowled by right-arm off-spinner Nathan Lyon. 70 runs were added for the second wicket of 151 balls, and Damit Karunaratne, playing his final test match, contributed 29 of 68 ball, and Dinesh Chandimal 39 of 83 balls in the 70 runs second wicket partnership. 8 runs were added for the third wicket before Sri Lanka's most experienced player, Angelo Mathews, was out after scoring 1 run. He faced 26 balls but could only score 1 run, and his strike rate was just 3.84. He was caught by Alex Carey, the wicketkeeper, of the bowling of Nathan Lyon. So the first 3 wickets were taken by off-spinner Nathan Lyon. The fourth wicket partnership added another 25 runs, and Sri Lanka lost their fourth wicket at 126 in the 46th over. Kamindu Mendis was the fourth to go after scoring 13 from 21 balls, hitting just 2 fours, and his strike rate was 62. He was caught by Smith off the bowling of part-time spinner Travis Head. Sri Lankan captain Dhananjaya De Silva departed early without scoring. Just 1 run were added, and he was out on the very first ball, caught by Beau Webster off the bowling of Mitchell Starc. The 6-wicket partnership although scored 23, but they stayed at the wicket for 84 minutes, and Dinesh Chandimal added 15, and Mendis made 8 runs in that 23 runs partnership. And 6 to go was Dinesh Chandimal. In the 61st over, Sri Lanka were 150, and Dinesh Chandimal, the highest scorer for Sri Lanka, scored 74 runs of 163 balls, hitting 6 fours and 1 6 with a strike rate of 45. He was stumped by Alex Carey off the bowling of Kohenman. 65 runs added for the 7th wicket between Kusal Mendis and Ramesh Mendis. Kusal Mendis scored 37 of 46, and Ramesh Mendis scored 28 of 94 balls in the 7th wicket 65 runs partnership, which is very crucial in Sri Lanka's first inning. But they lost this 7th wicket, and that is of Ramesh Mendis. Sri Lanka were 215, and Ramesh Mendis, after scoring 28 of 94 balls, hitting 2 fours, was out, caught by Alex Carey off the bowling of Mitchell Starc. Back-to-back 2 wickets, Parbat Jayasuriya was the next to go, at the same total 218 on the very first ball without scoring, caught by Smith off the bowling of Mitchell Starc. 9 runs later, Sri Lanka lost their 9th wicket, and that is of Nishan Paris without scoring. Faced 3 deliveries without scoring a run, and he was clean bowled by Kohenman. At the end of the day, Kusal Mendis was unbeaten on 59 of 107 balls with the help of 6 fours and 1 6, and he's been joined by Lahiru Kumara, who faced 12 balls but could not open his account as yet. On day 1, 90 overs were bowled, and Sri Lanka scored 229 for the loss of 9 wickets. They scored their runs at a run rate of 2.54. 2 batsmen scored half centuries, Dinesh Chandimal 74 and Kusal Mendis with an unbeaten 59 were the significant scorers for Sri Lanka. Looking at the Australian bowling, Mitchell Starc 16 overs, 3 maiden, 37 runs and 3 wickets, with economy of 2.31. Matthew Kohenman, 30 overs, 9 maiden, 53 runs and 2 wickets. His economy was astonishing, just 1.76 runs per over. Nathan Lyon, the veteran, 30 overs, 5 maiden, 76 runs and 3 wickets, with economy of 2.60. Beau Webster, 3 overs for 13 runs without taking a wicket. Cooper Connolly, 3 overs, 1 maiden, 12 runs and no wicket. And then Travis Head, 8 overs, no maiden, 31 runs and 1 wicket. Kusal Mendis fight for Sri Lanka as Mitchell Starc and Nathan Lyon stand out. The home side were promisingly placed after lunch, but lost their way before 2 Mendis stage a recovery. Australia's trio of specialist bowlers toiled manfully during a seesaw day one against a fighting Sri Lankan on a dry Galle surface that did not live up to the hype but occasionally spun sharply and is expected to deteriorate significantly. By the end of 90 overs, the second test was intriguingly poised after several shifts of momentum. Sri Lanka's top order built a strong platform to reach 93 for 1 before they lost 4 for 34 in a horror period after lunch. But Kusal Mendis and Ramesh Mendis combined for a 7 wicket partnership of 65 to lift Sri Lanka to what might just be a competitive first inning total. Kushal Mendis and Dinesh Chandimal made a well-compiled half-centuries as Sri Lanka batted through the day's play to reach stumps at 229 for the loss of 9 wicket. After Sri Lanka suffered their worst defeat in Test cricket on a slow surface, there had been much speculation that these new surface would produce significant bite and turn. They were sharp turn at times, especially in the second session, but it was the consistency and the variation of Australians' bowler that led to several cheap dismissals. Off spinner Nathan Lyon was outstanding in his spell after lunch, mixing up his speed and length to bamboozle Sri Lanka as he moved to 549 test wickets. Left arm quick Mitchell Starc continued to add to his formidable record in Sri Lanka, conjuring reverse swing during a sensational spell late in the second session before striking twice with the second new ball. Australia were effectively playing with just three specialist bowlers, with line and left arm spinner Matthew Quinlan providing the heavy lifting as they bowled 30 overs each. Stand-in captain Stephen Smith worked his resources to good effect, with Travis Head bowling 8 overs and proving that he might just have a golden arm after taking the wicket of Angelo Mathews. All-rounder Beau Webster bowled 3 overs of seam, having not been required to bowl in the first test, while left-arm spinner, all-rounder Cooper Connolly also bowled 3 overs on his debut after replacing off-spinner Todd Murphy in Australia's only change. Sri Lanka made 3 changes, with Pathum Nissanka replacing Oshata Fernando at the top of the order, while off-spinner Ramesh Mendis and quick Lahiru Kumara were included at the expense of Jeffrey Vendese and Ashita Fernando. Australia are leading the two-match series 1-0, winning the first test match also at Galle, and they have already qualified for the World Test Championship final, which is going to be played between Australia and South Africa at Lord's in June this year.
Keep on watching Sports 360 with Ahmed Hamad for latest news, views, and interviews of sports personalities from around the world.